You are mute. Hello.
Hi, Monica.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm okay. How are you doing?
I'm okay. Yes, looking forward to this online event. We'll see how it goes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I think we are live now. So
Okay.
but then I'm trying to the Twitter is not live, so let me remove it and see if I can try that again. Okay.
Can you hear me well?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I've sent the link to the.
If you just give me a minute, I just want to try something to make sure that we are actually live.
Okay. Take your time.
It's actually saying that we are live, but then I'm not seeing us live on our social media pages. So I don't know why is that. Okay. Let me quickly call somebody to see if I can have this sorted, since we still have like 10 minutes before the time, the main time.
Yes, Ozioho, just to mention, because I've sent the link to this webinar to the student, because she will be sort of connecting remotely as well.
Yes.
If you see her, I'm not sure, because probably as an administrator, you will see her trying to log in. She should be around. Can you see that she's trying? Yeah, so you can allow her as well. Her name is Sylvia.
Yeah. Okay, I think she's around. Sylvia, I'm adding her to the stage now.
Okay. Hello, Sylvia. Good morning.
I'm adding Sylvia to the stage. Hi, Sylvia. How are you doing?
I'm okay.
Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning, Monica.
Good morning, Sylvia.
I'm also adding Grace. Hi, Grace. Good morning.
Hello. Morning.
Hello, Grace.
Morning,
Good
Monica.
morning. Good morning.
So we're actually meant to be live, but then I'm still trying to refresh my page. That's my Facebook page, to be sure that we are live. So can you quickly call Pom? Because we have 5 minutes to be live. Bring the other phone. Quickly call this.
Sylvia, just to let you know,
it seems not to be live, and I can't actually sign out from this studio. I'm trying to sign out so that I can.
Monica, you were saying something.
Yes, Sylvia, just to let you know, we will have 40 minutes for our presentation.
Oh, okay.
I will try to keep my presentation shorter, because I would like to give people time to ask questions. So like 20 minutes, then I will give the floor to you. You can tell about your experiences, and then there will be QA time for us.
Yeah, for me, I'm supposed to be live.
That's fine. Thank you.
Now, but then can you help me check my Facebook? I'm not live. So I don't know, do I end this and just go normally? Because the live stream that I set up is not live now. Please, I don't if you can quickly do it for me now. Yeah. Okay, but I have 2 minutes left. All right. Hello. Okay. View my Facebook. She's saying I'm actually live on Facebook. Okay. Hello. Okay, we actually live. Okay, all right. Okay. Okay, thank you. Somebody just help me confirm that we're actually live on Facebook. So that has been my worry. Maybe we are not live, but then I was just told, my technical officer just told me that we are live on Facebook. So let him quickly check the other platforms to make sure that we are live, and then we can proceed. Thank you. I think we just have 2 minutes for the session to try to fix that proper. Okay, she's here now. She's here. So just see. Hi, Jenny. Okay, it's already 11 a.m. So and then we will just go straight into the business of the day. Good morning, everyone. Hi, Monica. And
Good morning.
Hi, great. We actually having a live.
Okay.
As earlier, and we are bringing you today is Monica and Afia. So we have them first, to discuss the admission process, course and programs available at the University of Westminster, and what students should look out for, when they choose to study at the University of Westminster. I can boldly tell you that most of the schools, even if not all of the schools that we partner with, are very good schools. That anyone, we will recommend for anyone to study at. So to brief us and give us the information we need to know about the University of Westminster. So, Monica, over to you.
Okay, thank you very much. So, welcome everyone. Good morning, and thank you for joining this session. My name is Monica. I work for the international team, and today I'm also joined by one of our current students, Sylvia. Sylvia is a postgraduate student of MA Creative Writing, Writing the City. Sylvia is originally from Ghana. So basically, I'm going to present to you a bit of information about the university, give you a little bit of introduction. I hope not to take longer than 20 minutes of that. And then I will leave the floor to Sylvia. Sylvia will be very happy to tell you about her experience as international student at our university. And hopefully, then there will be some time for answering any of your questions that you might have. So let's not waste any more time. I hope you can hear me well. I'm going to now share my presentation. Okay. So just a slideshow from the beginning. Okay. I hope you can see that. You can see that all very well. Let me see. Okay. Is it fine?
Have you shared your presentation? I think it's not.
Yes. Can you see it? Okay. Can you see it right now?
No.
Okay.
No.
Let's try again. Maybe I can upload the slides.
Okay, I think it's visible. It's visible now.
Can you see it right now, or I will try to share the slides now. It's uploading. Processing.
Yes, it's visible.
Apologies for this delay. We are just okay. Can you see it right now?
I think it's loading. It's loading.
Okay. Is it loading?
Yeah, it's loading. So maybe if you give it 1 minute.
Okay, I can see the slides here on my screen.
I think you can go ahead, Monica.
So can you see the presentation? Okay, I will try to share the screen again.
Okay, Monica, I think you go ahead with the presentation. So while are you there?
Yes, I am there. I'm just trying to share the presentation with you guys. I would be keen for everyone to see it. Can you see? I'm just sharing my screen. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen? Yes, hello.
It's just you I see though. I don't see your screen.
Okay. Okay, it shows here, I've got the message that StreamYard is sharing a window. Can you, okay, so if I put the window like that, can you see it? I just don't know how to.
Are you seeing a slide? A presentation?
Can you see it?
No.
I am not sure, I'm not sure how to do it because I've uploaded the presentation and I was trying to share my window as well, and it's just you say that, I mean, that you can't see it. Not sure what to do.
If you're unable to share, then maybe we can just go ahead with the presentation.
Okay, so you would like me to talk you through without showing the slides?
Yes, please. Since you're unable to share the slide from your end, that's fine.
Okay, so yes, let's do it. So let's start, everyone. Later on after this presentation, I will try to share my presentation, the slides with Global Consulting. But first of all, of course, I would like to tell you that University of Westminster is a public institution located in the center of London. We say that we are a global university with London energy. It's because we really take advantage of our excellent location at the moment in the center of Metropolis. Probably not many of you know that actually London, apart from being heritage city, a business center, cultural center, is also a student city. There are around 500 students studying full degrees at the moment in London. And London has been elected as the best student city in the world in 4 consecutive rankings of QS, 2022, 23, 24, and 25. Unfortunately, I cannot support my words with the slides because I have prepared for you a few pictures, but probably a lot of you know that it's a very diverse and welcoming city environment. It's not only Metropolis, it's the 3rd greenest capital city in the world at the moment. Around 35% of the surface is covered with sort of green spaces, so a lot of beautiful parks and green areas that give you a little bit of breath to get away from the buzz and fuss of the city. There are 250 museums in London. A lot of them are free to enter. You don't need to pay for any tickets. And it's truly an international hub. At the moment, we have over 300 languages spoken in London. It's a tourist attraction, 15 million visitors annually. It's a cultural center, so of course, over 30,000 music performances a year. There are over 100 theaters. It's also a tourist hub. We have 5 international airports in London, so some students can use it as a base for traveling around Europe, for city breaks. And of course, it's a very, very old place. It cherishes over 1,000 years of history. So London, definitely, it's a very appealing and attractive city to study. And University of Westminster is located just in the center of that. We have 4 London campuses, which comprise of 3 colleges, 12 schools of studies. It's a big institution, as I mentioned. We have 21,000 students coming from 168 countries at the moment. And University of Westminster is very proud to have a lot of practical links, practical courses, and applying those practical teaching methods. We cherish links with professional organizations in any sector, so commercial, industrial, political, media, and we really try to benefit our students through those professional links. University of Westminster was first founded as the Regent Street Polytechnic around 1900, and still one of our campuses, our buildings are there at Regent Campus with the same address. Unfortunately, again, I cannot show you the pictures to make my presentation a little bit more vivid. 4 central campuses in London are Harrow Campus, Cavendish Campus, Marylebone Campus, and Regent Campus. Depending on what students study, they are located at one of them because the divisions are made according to the subject areas. However, even if you are located in one of those campuses, you will have always free access to all the university buildings and facilities, including 24-hour open libraries, gym, sports facilities, IT centers, and many more. 3 of those campuses are just located within vicinity of each other, so within literally 15-minute walk from each other. One of them, Harrow Campus, which is home to media, arts, and design studies, is located in the northwest from the center of London, but it's not very far away. It's a 15-minute commute from the center of London and by one of our tube lines, namely Bakerloo lines. So what can you study at the university? As I said, it's a big institution with lots of students and also wide portfolio of courses. At the moment, we have over 200 degree courses available to students. A lot of postgraduate courses are available for September and January entry. So you always need to check on our website to see if a given course has got a January entry. I know that a lot of students from Nigeria are mostly interested in postgraduate studies in the UK. That's why I'm going to focus this presentation on postgraduate options for you. However, remember that all the subjects area are available at sort of any level. So starting from the undergraduate studies through master studies and finishing off on the sort of with the research, if you would like to carry on your academic career there. So study areas include accounting, finance, economics, architecture, then art, design, and visual culture. We also have biological, biomedical sciences, business and management, construction and surveying, criminology, sociology, English and creative writing, and Sylvia will be able to tell you a little bit more about that, fashion, film and television studies, history and law courses, languages, marketing, nutrition and public health, politics and international relations, psychology, tourism and events. Actually, these are only subjects, so each subject area includes several programs that you can choose from. Explicit information on what you can study at Westminster can be found at the following web link, westminster.ac.uk/study. We are very, very sort of keen on providing quality studies. So to make sure that the studies are practical, but also of the highest standards. We in 2023, University of Westminster received silver silver grade in something which is called in the UK TEF, so Teaching Excellence Framework. This is something which is extremely important. It's a national scheme in the UK run by the Students' Office for Students. And this one recognizes the providers for the quality teaching and the students' outcomes. So University of Westminster received Silver Award, which means that whatever we run, whatever we provide is of highest standards in the UK, and also because of that for international students. You might sort of recall that I mentioned that there are 12 different academic schools at the University of Westminster. But today, of course, due to the sort of length of this presentation, I'm going to just focus on two of them. One is called Westminster Business School. And as the name suggests, of course, this is the home of any business, marketing, finance, economy courses. Studies areas here include accounting and finance, economics, human resources management, business and management, and marketing. At the moment, this is one of the biggest business schools in the UK. In the UK, so you will see, if you visit our website, you will see that the portfolio of the courses is quite extensive, and each year new courses are being added onto that portfolio to make sure that the university provides expertise and the knowledge to students that is relevant to what's happening in the real life, real world. So, for example, recently we had a new course added, which is called MSc Data and Marketing Analytics. It's absolutely interesting course for those of you who are interested in marketing, but it provides you also with the tools of data analysis. Courses are highly practical. They have, a lot of them have got professional accreditations. Professional accreditations in the UK means that national organizations, like different national organizations that streamline and control certain professions, recognize the courses at the university and regard them relevant to what's happening in the real world. So some accreditations include ACCA, so Chartered Certified Accountants, CIM, Chartered Institute of Marketing, or CIPD, Chartered Institute of Personnel and Development. As I said, internships and professional experience is provided throughout your studies. And I've included, there is a blog, specific blog for business school, where you can read about all the available and in the past work placements for our students that took place and that students took advantage of. The blog address is blog.westminster.ac.uk WWBS. I think for those of you who are interested considering studying business in the future, this might be something relevant. I'm just forwarding the link onto the website. The next school is School of Law. And here at the postgraduate level, we have the following LLM courses, quite niche and I think interesting: corporate finance law, entertainment law, international commercial law, international law, law and technology, relatively new course, legal practice, and professional legal practice. The last one that I mentioned is a conversion course. So this is available for students who studied different subject area, and now at the postgraduate level they would like to embark on the legal career. This course allows them, sort of opens the possibilities to such students, and is available to international students as well. School of Law has got a full-size mock courtroom where students can practice their skills. Of course, we cherish central London location and therefore professional links. And University of Westminster has got Westminster Legal Advice Clinic. So it means that students can gain experience from interviewing real clients and giving real legal advice. Graduates from our law programs have gone on to work to a variety of roles, including solicitors, barristers, legal counsels, corporate lawyers, human rights advocates, family law specialists, or environmental lawyers. Of course, this list is not explicit. There are many more opportunities for the legal graduates available. Students come to study not only for the academic experience, but of course, once you come to study, especially overseas, you think about your career and the possibilities that those studies open up to you. At the University of Westminster, we have a dedicated career development center. This is a dedicated team of professionals whose job is to look after your actually employability, to advise you. They have a number of services available to students free of charge. And those services are available not only during your course of studies, but also up to 2 years after your graduation. So if at any point you would like to turn back to them for some assistance, you are free to do it. There are CV adjustments, interview preparations, there are internships in London that they facilitate, different lengths starting from 1 month to 1 year. There is also a mentoring scheme put in place. For me, this is a very interesting one. So you are matched with the professional mentor, somebody who has been successful in your in that profession, and that person guides you and helps you to find your feet in the right employment path. That Career Development Center organizes graduate career fairs twice per year that are open to all the students. It opens possibilities for networking to the students, getting professional advice, but also getting in touch with relevant businesses in London. We have part-time work available to students through 2 schemes. One is called Talent Bank, the other one is called Student Ambassador. It's quite a flexible way of earning extra money as a student within the university. And of course, a lot of you may be aware that a 2-year post-study work visa is still in place in the UK. And this allows you to either search for the employment or be employed for 2 years after your successful graduation from the university. So this is another sort of bit that you can tap into after you study in the UK, not only at the University of Westminster. Fees and deposits. So the fees vary. For undergraduate courses, it's at the moment overseas fee is £17,000 per year. For postgraduate courses, depending on the subject area, it's from 14,000 up to 22,000 per year, depending on the course. Relevant information can be seen on the individual course pages. All the international students who are sort of certain that they want to follow through their offer after applying, they need to pay £4,000 of the deposit to secure the placement and also to obtain a CAS. CAS is a necessity for you if you apply for the student Tier 4 visa. There is the installment payment available. 50% of your fee would need to be paid at the time of the enrollment. So it's either September or January, depending at what intake you decided to go for. And then the remaining 50% can be paid in 2 extra installments, 25% each, in March and April or January. All this information is available on the website, and you have a sort of detailed description of the calendar for the fees and deposit payments. Westminster, and now I think it's a good idea if I copy the link and just paste it in the chat section, considering that there is unfortunately No presentation. So this is the relevant link to our website where you can find the information on all the fees. Please remember that when you apply for the studies in the UK, there are strict deadlines that you need to follow. For September 2024, applying is not possible any longer. However, as I said, a lot of postgraduate courses have got January entry, and this is the moment that you can start applying right now. We have application deadline coming in November, the 15th of November, and you need to meet the conditions if you want to go for the January entry and pay a deposit on the 6th up to until the 6th of December. Again, I'm putting the relevant link in our chat section where you can find any information on the application process, including the application deadlines. Probably, I mean, if any of you will talk to anyone from CARE Global Consulting, they are experts in this information and know very well that application process can take good few months. So my personal advice is apply as early as possible. You can, if you change your mind, you can always defer the offer. This is not a problem, but we would not accept late enrollments. So yes, make sure that the time management is there just to avoid any future disappointments. Of course, I've already spoken about fees, application process now. Probably there are a lot of students interested if there are any scholarships available at the University of Westminster. Yes, we do offer scholarships in the form of the part fee waivers. For postgraduate international students, the scholarship includes £3,000 discount. There are certain eligibility criteria that you need to meet. First of all, you need to apply for the course. And then if you are academically strong student, you would need to submit the application for the scholarship within deadlines. And let me just, this is the link for the scholarships. But I also want to mention to you, so I have posted the link for the scholarships. Already we have the sort of deadline published for the scholarship application for January entry, January 2025. This is the 5th of November. So it means that you would need to have offer in place before that date and submit a separate application. I'm also very pleased to let you know that the University of Westminster will be running a special scheme with CARE Global Consulting. It will be £2,000 scholarship available to one of the students who applies through CARE Global Consulting to us for January entry. So the agency will be doing the shortlisting, and the award will be £2,000 discount for a successful candidate who is going to confirm the place with us for, again, January 2025 for postgraduate course. Now, okay, scholarships. I think I'm going, the majority of you know about the entry criteria for Nigerian students, what grades you need to have. These are pretty much standard grades. The only thing that I would like to mention is the English language requirements. At the moment, unfortunately, WIAC is not accepted by the University of Westminster. We really hope it's going to change in the next intake. So all the students would need to take the course unless you are a holder of a sort of degree studies in your country and you finished your degree within the last 5 years. Then, I mean, the IELTS requirement will be waived. For some of the candidates who come through CARE Global Consulting, if in case you require an IELTS, the University of Westminster can offer a free online test, Oxbridge, and this could be arranged again through the agency. So there is another possibility. It's an alternative offered to any applicants. As Accommodation in London, this is something very, very important and something that you need to plan for because it sort of involves extra cost for your studies. University of Westminster has got halls of residence within the university with self-catering in central and northwest London. International students are prioritized. However, again, early application is highly recommended. There is again a designated team at the university that helps you with looking for the accommodation or allocating the accommodation to you. So it's worth getting in touch with them if you have any questions. Approximate cost for accommodation in London, it's from 190 to 295 pounds per week. So as I said, just a second, I will copy for you the link for the accommodation. This is something to think carefully about before coming to study in the UK, and it's something you need to plan effectively for. Right, I think I have almost taken half an hour of this presentation, providing you with lots of links. I've done lots of talking, and I think a lot of you would like to hear from Sylvia instead of me because she can provide the first-hand experience instead of me talking in the background. So yes, Sylvia, over to you. Please tell us a few words about yourself and of course about experience at the university.
Okay. Thank you so much, Monica. Thank you, Care Global Consulting. My name is Sylvia. I'm from Ghana, and I started my postgraduate course last year, September 2023. And I'm also a scholar. I got a scholarship from British Council and University of Westminster before I came. So I mean, that's the good part. And I can say that University of Westminster is really a great school. I think the admission process is I think it's very easy. Yeah, it's very straightforward, very simple. I think when I was applying, I had all my documents, everything. So I think I did it within like 5 minutes. It didn't take too much time. It's very, very simple to apply to Westminster. If you've got all your documents, it's quite simple. And I think when it comes to the lecturers, when I got here, I think I was a bit late. I came 2 weeks after school had resumed. So I was a bit late. And I can say that the teaching staff, they are very, very keen on each student. I remember my course leader, she's also called Monica, interestingly. So my course leader was sending emails, are you coming? She was keeping up. Monica was also checking up all the time. Am I coming? Do I have my visa? Is everything going on well? I mean, they were quite keen. So when I came, I think my course leader had already told the lecturers that someone is coming and she's late and all of that. So when I came, they also took the time. I remember there was a particular course I took because I was already late for 2 weeks. Um, I didn't really understand the concept of the course when I joined. So I had to send an email to the lecturer that, hey, I don't understand this, blah, blah, and all of that. So she actually took her time. She met me one on one, discussed everything with me, and I think it was really great. She did so well, and from that time everything was smooth. And I think with the teaching too, it's quite very, very practical. It's not just theory. The teaching at Westminster is basically involved with field trips. We've got field trips. There are days we don't go to class, we just go around the city, trying to get resources or whatever it is for the course. So it's not just the theory aspect. I think it's for all courses as well. It's not just for the creative writing course. So that's just the part of it. And so when I came, I didn't know anything about student ambassador program. So Monica, mentioned that, oh, there's some scheme, the student ambassador scheme, so I should join. So she helped me and I joined, and I can say that it's been very, very helpful. You get the chance to represent the university like I'm doing here right now, and it's all paid. It's not for free, so we work on open days. I've had the chance to represent the university on external conferences, even some outside of London, and it's all boosts that experience. And personally, I would say that everyone who comes to the UK generally to study, make sure you become a student ambassador or something, because it's really good. It really gives you some hand of experience in the UK, administrative experience working in higher education and all that. And just as Monica mentioned, we've also got part-time jobs. We've got this talent bank scheme where you get jobs at the university. Yeah, so you can just apply. I think you have to apply from the talent bank, and then you can get on board. It's also very good. Apart from, I mean, getting jobs outside of the university, there's also that as well. There are also societies at the university. I don't know, because of my course, I could not join a lot of um how do I put it, societies, but I joined the art society where we paint and draw or something like that. I think we meet every Tuesday, and then we call it sip and paint. We meet at the Regent Street campus, and we just, everything is free, the canvas, the paints, the brushes, you take it, you paint, and then it's for free. It's very, very, very interesting, quite very interesting. So you can join that as well at the university. So that's just my I would recommend University of Westminster to anyone who wants to come on board. And apart from that, I think I'm also a blogger for the university. So I blog. Um I do that with one of the international officers. His name is Martin. So we write stuff, anything he wants us to write about, or anything you would like to write about, he'll give you the chance to write, and then it will be published on the University of Westminster blog site. So yeah, that's basically it. I don't know, so if there are any questions I can answer. I think it's a lot of information, so I wouldn't know what to say and what not to say. So if there are any questions, I can also answer that. Thank you so much, Monica.
So thank you. Thank you so much, Sylvia. I think the only, for those of you who are listening to us right now, yes, I would strongly recommend, if any of you happens to be at the University of Westminster or any other UK university, to register early with the career services at the institution in the beginning of your academic year rather than towards the end. This is my strong advice. Because in this way, career office can help you in a better way, more efficient way. Students, unfortunately, sometimes they are not aware that there are those services available to international students, and they sign up too late, let's say. So this is my a strong recommendation. Sylvia, would you agree?
Yes. I think I spoke to you about career. I think the last time we met, I was telling you that, oh, I was worried about what I'm going to do after school. So you asked me to speak to the careers, and I think they did a good job. I'm going to book another session with them, say come August or something. Yeah, but the first session I booked was quite helpful. Yeah, they'll give you hands on. I think they even sent me some links to some specific sites where I can apply for jobs and all of that. I think they are really helpful. Yes.
And Sylvia, okay, probably a lot of students who are listening to us, they are now abroad, they are in the country, in Nigeria, or maybe there are some students from Ghana even. What were your main concerns before coming to the UK? Worries, anxieties?
Okay. I think it was, first of all, coming to London, because back in Ghana, I stay in a very, very quiet city. I don't stay in the capital city in Ghana. It's very quiet. So I think London is the first bustling city that I've stayed in. So I wasn't very used to the bustling, the noise and everything in London. I was also quite worried about the accommodation, because just as Monica mentioned, it's very important to like apply for the accommodation right after you get your admission. I didn't do that. So by the time I applied, it was all the rooms were there were no more rooms available. So I had to stay with a friend for a month before I was able to get my own place. Yeah, so I think that was the main concern. My concern was accommodation, but a friend came through for me, basically. But I think if you've got no one coming, I think you should apply for the accommodation as fast as you can. And if you can't, there are also websites for private accommodation. I think there's Spare Room and other websites where you can secure a room somewhere
Mm-hmm.
close to the university. There's Spare Room. There is a few other websites where you can get very good landlords, yeah, who are
Mm-hmm.
very good, and they can stay with students. Yes.
Yes, Sylvia. So in general, you feel safe in London. It's
Very, very safe. Very safe. I have also, apart from working for the school, I also work at Waitrose. Monica, you know, the yeah. So I think one of my shifts, I close around 10:45. I get home around 12 a.m. when I go for that shift, and I'm not scared. In fact, most times, even in the night, the tubes are full. Like there's nothing to be worried about. Everywhere is so safe. So I get home like sometimes in the middle of the night, but there's nothing to worry about. So it's very safe here in London. There's
thank
nothing to
you.
worry about.
I'm sure it's very reassuring to some of you,
Oh
some of
yes,
people
yes.
that are listening to us right now. Yes, so thank you so much, Sylvia, for your sort of insights and sharing your experience. And I think because we are almost getting towards the end of our time, I'm leaving the floor to Care Global Consulting to let us know if there are any questions from you.
All right, thank you, Monica. Thank you, Sylvia, for sharing your experience. From here, I would like to ask you if you're to give advice to any student that want to study at Westminster, what would that be? What advice will you give to any student that wants to study at Westminster?
What advice or what? Sorry, I didn't. The line is breaking. I didn't get the
Yeah,
question.
what advice?
What advice? Okay, so maybe first me quickly. As I said, I repeat myself.
What advice? Like what of encouragement? What encouragement will you give to anyone that wants to study at Westminster?
I think we are a very amicable institution, very
Very.
diverse, very international, very embracing. So students can feel themselves. And as I said, we are highly international. So it's not only reflected in student community, but it's also in the academic community. So a lot of experts, they come from abroad, and students normally feel very comfortable and very much well taken care of. Definitely you won't feel lonely. There will be many students coming from all around the globe
Yeah.
to study. And I think studying in London and studying at international institution provides you with not only academic skills, but also skills for the life. Because here you need to sort of rediscover your abilities. So first of all, you gain practical academic skills, but also you get relationships that are going to last lifetime
Yeah.
all around the globe, and you will gain another sort of life skills at Westminster. I'm not sure, Sylvia, if you would like. You will be the best person to answer this question, I guess.
Oh yeah. I think just as it's all that Monica has said. It's a really interesting school, and you are going to meet a lot of people from different places that you don't even think about. I think Westminster, it's like, I think the second for international students in the UK. So I mean, you get ready to meet a whole lot of people from different all over the world, and you get to meet great friends, great people, the staff, everyone. It's so good. Yeah, so that's it. I mean, I don't have much to say. The school is great.
Thank you, Sylvia. We are glad to hear
Yeah.
that. And another very
All right.
practical
Thank you,
advice.
Sylvia. Thank you, Sylvia. Thank you, Monica.
That's okay.
Yeah. There was one of the participants that asked to join so that he could ask, question live. But then his name is Anthony. So Anthony, if you're still around, you can come back into the room so that I can bring you, on board to ask your question. So you should ensure that your question relates to what we are discussing now. We just had the University of Westminster presented, and they have talked about different at if you study at the University of Westminster, and why you should choose the University of Westminster. Also, we are aware that the University of Westminster is located at the center, the heart of London. So meaning that you will have you will study in a bubbling city where you will have a lot of monumental sites to visit and a lot of places to visit. That is off your study hours. Here Sylvia is also here to share so many interesting things about Westminster, because she is currently studying at the University of Westminster and she's from Ghana. So it's nice to meet you. Sylvia. So now I think we will go on shortly to speak on timely offers and visa tips, which I will talk about within the next 15 minutes, because I'm 5 minutes behind schedules. And now, Westminster just rounded up their presentation, and we've been a very good partner of the University of Westminster. We've been working with them for several years now, and we do not work only with Westminster, we also work with other schools. And I would say, fortunately or interestingly, we have over 200 schools that we can place when they choose to study or apply, submit their application through us. That is through Care Global Consulting. And the countries that we actually focus on submitting applications to, these different partner schools that we have includes UK, of which we have University of Westminster from, that is central London, and we have Canada. Luckily, we also have a partner here today that the school is based in Canada, is Exact College. So shortly after my presentation, they will be coming up to make their presentation as well. So we also have schools in US, schools in Australia and Ireland and other countries as well. Now, having said that, most of the time, students, when they submit application, they normally want their offer to come out immediately, like within 2 days, 3 days. They start disturbing us, to know how far is it with their applications and all of that. Whether they submit the applications directly or directly through us, most of the time, once they are consulting us to step in for them, this is usually their yearnings. And then we know that even our partner universities, they are also aware of this, that students love to have a good turnaround time. Now, when these students have the offers on time, you'll be sure that you can easily retain them and have them on board for that particular school they have had offer for. Currently, I know that we have quite some students that up to 2 months, some of them have not gotten offer. I'm telling you that the next thing they did, some of them went ahead to submit application to other other schools. And then once they get offer for that school, you're sure that you're going to be losing them. So that is why most of the time we ensure and then to see that offers come on time for our students, so that the school we have they have their first interest in, they will not lose them, and we ourselves will not lose them, either to other schools or other firms. Now, to also ensure that as a student you have, or as an applicant, you have a timely offer, you should know that it's also largely dependent on you, the applicant. If you do not, like just as Sylvia said earlier, she said when she was ready to submit application to the University of Westminster, she had all her documents ready. So, and she also said that because she already has all her documents ready, it only took her, few hours, to put in her application. And I can bet you that, her offer will definitely come on time. So now, for students, if you want your offers to come on time, let's say within 2 days to 1 week, highest within 1 month, you can still term that to be a timely offer, right? You must make sure that you have all of the necessary documents available. You must have gone, on the school website on your own to check and see the requirements for the course you are applying for, and make sure that you start working towards those requirements to make sure that you have all of the documents ready. Now, that is part of preparing for your studies. That is part of preparing for your application. Now, you once you have this ready, at times, just like we know that the system in Nigeria at times does not allow you to have all your documents at once in a whole piece, especially when it comes to students in Nigeria getting transcript. I know it can be very, very tedious, but then yeah, you can still go ahead and send us or submit your application with the documents you have. We still tell students that it's not as if you can't still submit your application with the documents available. But then preferably, if you're looking at having a timely offer within a week to a month, then you should have all your documents ready. But then in the event where that is not possible, where you don't have all your documents ready, you can still go ahead and submit your application. But then have it at the back of your mind that is either your offer comes late because you have, documents pending, or you have a conditional offer. When you have a conditional offer, it means you have some conditions to fulfill on your offer. So, and until you have, the conditions met, most schools will not give you the unconditional offer that will qualify you for you to pay your tuition deposit or acceptance fee before you can progress to visa processing stage. So you should have that at the back of your mind, so that when you don't have your offers on time, you're not outraged, or you don't think it's the fault of Care Global Consulting. Neither should you think that is the fault of University of Westminster or Alexander College or any other schools that you have applied to or that we have applied to for you. So preparing to submit your application or preparing to study. Then when do you start making your application? Students at times wonder when should they start. A lot of students normally start their application when it's 2 months to resumption. Some even a month to September, they will come asking for, can they get September? We've had students like that. Even for countries where, it takes a longer time for you to submit, for you to get your visa, like Canada, and some other countries where it takes time for you to have your appointment date, visa appointment date, like US. Students will still come a month to September asking if they can get placement for September. Now, we normally advise students that you should start submitting your application a year ahead. So if you start putting in your application a year ahead, it's not too early, because that will make you to have everything done in good time. At all these stages, you won't have to rush anything. So once you have your documents ready, a year ahead is usually feasible. It's still okay. And then if you can't do a year ahead, then let's say 4 months, 5 months, 5 months to 4 months to your resumption date. Like if you're resuming in September, you should be putting in your application. As a student, the PhD student, you shouldn't submit your application late for PhD students, because even PhD students as well are not left out of this trend. So for PhD students, you normally need to have supervisors, right? So most schools will require you to have submitted your application or your interest in PhD application like 4 months ahead, so that is the minimum. That's the minimum. Like I said, a year will be better, to start putting in your application. Now, when you do this, for people that are going for postgraduate studies or undergraduate studies or even the PhD, if you're submitting your application, let's say 3 months, 4 months to, you should all of the necessary requirements, especially in terms of funding, available. Because if you're starting your application 4 months to, and you'll be needing your tuition fee, your living expense, which is what currently in millions of naira, you won't be able to do any magic to have up to, let's say, 40 million naira at once in your account. So it means that you should, if you be applying late, like 4 months to 3 months to your resumption, you should have your funds ready at that time, your bank statement ready at that time, so that immediately you have your admission or your offer, you can go straight to visa application without delays. If not, you will not be able to meet up with that particular intake. Now, that is still part of getting your offers early, and then resuming early, timely offers. Now, let's look at what documents do you need for your application. What documents do you need for your application? So you can send these documents. First, your WAEC and NECO. That is for Nigerian students. For other countries, they also have their own certificate when they graduate from grade 12 or when they graduate from high school. So for Nigerian students, you need to have your WAEC and NECO. And then usually for any program you're going for, especially for people going for foundation and undergraduate program, you're required to have nothing less than 5 Cs in related program, that is in subjects that is related to the program you want to study. So 5 Cs in subjects that is related to the course you want to study. Now, among these 5 Cs, let's talk about, I just spoke about people that are going for foundation, or maybe direct entry year 1. Now, for people that are going for postgraduate programs, luckily, the United Kingdom, even some schools in Canada, some schools in US, will not request you to submit IELTS, but then some do. Some still do ask for IELTS or language qualification, language certificate. Now, for University of Westminster, you'll be so lucky that they won't be asking you to submit, IELTS, or any of this English language qualification if you already have C in your WAEC or possibly NECO. I think University of Westminster accept NECO, right? Monica, I think so. So if you have a C in your English language, that is for people going for a postgraduate program, you won't likely be asked to submit IS again. Also, apart from you submitting your WAEC result, you also need to submit personal statement. You need to submit personal statement of about 500 words. when you come through us, we will give you, we will put you through this, because even if you submit your personal statement, even if you have the necessary guideline to write your personal statement, you can also look at the school website. The guidelines to write your personal statement is on the school site as well. So, and then when you, after writing your personal statement, when you send these documents to us, then we can vet them, we can review them. Okay, somebody was also asking, in the chat box, how can they do this without an agent? Let me tell you, it's not as if you can't do these things without an agent. Here, there are several students that will still go to this school directly, right, and submit their direct application. It's doable, yeah. So, as the guideline will definitely be on the school side, but then at times when you come through us, what we do is that we vet all of these documents, we review your personal statement, we review your documents and make sure that, okay, it meets the requirement for the application at the school, yeah, that you are interested in. So that is one thing that we support our students with, yeah. Schools actually have thousands and thousands of applications. Let's say from Nigeria now, they have definitely thousands of applications, and they are not only open to Nigeria, they are open to the whole world, as in to every country. So that is why at times you just need the service of an education consultant or these firms to guide you through some of these things to make sure that, okay, you're on the right track, So having said that, you also need your international passport data page. You need your academic reference, preferably academic reference, because you are going for studies. Yeah, you are going for academic program. So you need your academic reference. Preferably, you can get two. For some schools in Canada, even US, they might be requesting for 3 references. So if they're requesting for 3 references, you can get 2 academic reference and 1 work reference. Yeah. So that is if you are currently working. And then always make sure that these references is on the letterhead of the school you finish from, that is your most recent school or the place you're working at. So the reference letter has to be on their letterhead, because we've had, so these are some of the things we look at for you. There are some students that will come, they will just have the references without being on letterhead and all of that, or being signed without designation of the referee and all of that. Once we see that, we bring your notice to it that this is not a standard reference letter, so you need to go back to the organization and get it, while we do other things on your behalf, maybe submitting the application on your behalf and all of that. Now, you also need to submit your CV. Your CV must be up to date. If there are gaps, you need to close those gaps, cover them, so that from your secondary school to the present year or that very month you're submitting your application, everything is covered. So you must have something that you are doing at each of the years, that your CV is covering. Now, like I said earlier, you also have, I've not talked about the certificate for people that are going for, let's say, okay, so the certificate that you're going to be providing is if you have OND, because I know that some people in Nigeria, maybe what the only certificate they have is OND, right? Or that is OND or ND, that is National Diploma. If you have that certificate, it means that you can only go for an undergraduate program. That is what it means. It means that you have already scaled through the first stage, which is foundation, and then you can get year 1 into the course you are looking to study. Now, if you have your OND, HND, BSc, postgraduate diploma, MSc certificate, if applicable, depending on what you're looking to apply for, then you need to provide the certificate for all of these programs. Now, for each of these programs I have mentioned, if you have the certificate, it means also that you will have to provide the transcript for this certificate as well. Because your transcript holds the records of the program, the courses or the modules that you have taken during that program. Now, meeting your conditions, like I earlier said, if you're submitting your application without all your documents, That means if you have some documents outstanding, it means you will have some conditions to meet. Now, if you have an offer that is conditional, it means you will need to, immediately you have that offer, you need to start working towards the conditions so that you can have the conditions in for you to have an unconditional offer so that you can progress to the next stage, which is visa application. Now, if getting an unconditional offer, once you have submitted, your conditions, the next thing is for you to have an unconditional offer. Now, some schools, after you have an unconditional offer, the next thing is, okay, you go ahead straight to pay your tuition deposit, and then after your tuition deposit, you can now submit your bank statement and anything that is required for you to get your cars, either your cars, your LOA, your PAL, that is provincial taxation letter, or your I-20, that is for the US. Now, there are some schools that even after you have your unconditional offer, you can't, get to this stage until you have credibility test or credibility check or CAS interview, as some school we call it for the UK, or credibility test for most other countries. So in order to be sure that, okay, you are a genuine student, and then you know the course that you're coming to study, you have applied for it yourself, or you have chosen for it for yourself, just in case, during your visa application, you are called in for an interview by the immigration officer, then they want to have your take or your understanding of what you'll be coming to study. So I'll be making sure that I will round up shortly so that Alexander College can come up for their presentation. I know that we have have some hitches, so and then also delayed somehow before we get in for our presentations. But then so that is it basically. So US, one thing, every of this route is interesting, and every of this route have their benefits. For US, you can be sure that you will have low acceptance fee, making the process more flexible for some students, because some students normally want to have low tuition fee to pay. So if that is your own target, maybe US might be the bet for you, as the highest acceptance fee might be $550, but then for UK is the most flexible route. Like you can submit your visa today and have your visa tomorrow. So is that easy? And then their visa processing is very, very friendly. You can be almost 100% sure that if you have your funds ready and you're going to the UK, you will have your visa, so you will not be denied. So that is one good thing about the UK. So, but then you can't say for sure. You can't say for sure for US or Canada when it comes to visa application. It's always more like 50-50 chance, if you're going through those routes. So every of these routes have their own benefits. Also, Canada have low tuition deposits, for some schools. They also have PGWP, that's postgraduate work permit, which most students normally take advantage of and they enjoy. So every of these routes have their own different advantages that you can explore, and then all of these routes are very good if you settle in for any of them. Now, when do you start making your application? So that is okay. So now I think I am actually on visa tips now. So I didn't know how I even came here because I was trying to rush and then make the time. So so visa tips is what I am actually discussing now, and then just like we established that for submitting application to get an offer, still also for visa as well. Before you submit your visa, you must make sure that you have all your documents ready, before you submit your visa, especially for students. If you are going to be applying, submitting your visa, you must make sure that you have, for Canada, you have your LOA, and then you have your PAL. That is, if you're going for any program less than the masters, yeah. Then apart from that, there are several Canadian students that normally submit applications themselves, but the ones they have their LOA, because a lot of schools will still give you LOA even if you did not pay tuition deposit. Yeah, a lot of them students normally go ahead to submit their visa application without making deposit, without making that commitment. So it's usually important that even if the school is giving you LOA or PAL, you still go out, make sure that you still pay your tuition deposit, because that is a commitment you're making to that school. Giving you the credibility that, okay, you are really interested in going to this school to study. So you must still make that commitment, yeah, before you submit your application. Now we have some schools that, okay, maybe they request for IS, still for Canada, for IS, they request for West. Now, IS, if any school is requesting for IS for Canada, I will normally advise our students that you should make sure that you have that IS in place before you submit your visa application. Now, for other requirements outside the tuition deposit, the IS, let's say West now, at times you might go ahead to submit your visa application without West, but then make sure that you have already started the process, of those requirements, so that you can have an evidence to present that, okay, you have already started this process. Like for West now, we have some students that do not have their West, but then they have started their West application, so they have already paid, but then their West is not ready. So by that, you can show your application, your West ID in your application, to show that, okay, you have already begun the process. It's just that your certificate or your West evaluation is not ready. So they will understand if you have started, the process for those other ones. Now, apart from this, now, when do you start making your application? Usually as well, I will normally advise that immediately you have your CAS, immediately you have your LOA, immediately you have your I-20 and any other visa document that you need to have from your school. Go ahead and submit your visa application. Now, outside this, for Canada, you shouldn't delay your visa application. Definitely, you know that it takes almost 4 months for you to have your visa. So for if you want to submit your visa application, 5 months, 4 months, your resumption for Canada, you should be submitting. Also for UK, like I said, for all of these countries, immediately you have your visa document from the school, like your I-20, your CAS, your LOA, go ahead and submit your visa application. Now for UK, usually the UK schools will say, we issue you your CAS 3 months before your resumption. But then we have a particular school still in the UK that issue CAS within, as in 6 months before resumption. It means that if you have your CAS 6 months before resumption, you can actually go ahead and submit your visa. Just that your visa might not be open for you to travel until maybe a month, or maybe a month thereabouts to your resumption. Yeah. But then you already know, even currently we have people resuming in September that have their visa since May, some since April, but then it's only opened in August for them to travel. So that is to the UK. Now, same thing for other countries. If immediately you have you have your documents from the school for your visa application, go ahead and submit your visa. Now, yeah. So also be assured that if you also come, we also help you to process, your visa when you get to that stage. But then we also don't take that opportunity from our students that wants to submit their visa themselves to go ahead and submit their visa. So just like somebody was asking the other time, can they do this by themselves? Yes. When you get to visa stage, because we still provide you support, but then when you get to visa stage, you can as well go ahead and submit your visa. And then we provide guidance to you where necessary. We still give you credibility interviews, and we still give you mock interviews for your visa application when the time comes, during the time you're submitting your visa application, even if you're submitting your visa yourself, just in case you have an interview, so that you can know the likely questions that can be asked during interview, and then how to answer those questions. Yeah. So as well, once you submit your visa, after you submit your visa, you will still need to wait for your visa to come. That is for your decision. Now, we normally advise students not to touch their account once they have their visa submitted. Some students do that for reasons best known to them, but then until you have your visa in your hand, you are not meant to touch the money in your account, because it is meant for your studies, isn't it? So you are not meant to touch the money in your account until you have your visa in your hand. Now, with this, I think I will say I have come to the end of my own presentation. Please, if you have any questions as you're listening before Alexander College comes up, do make sure that you drop your questions on Facebook, on YouTube, whichever platform you're watching us from, so that we can attend to those questions from here, so that any school that you also directing your questions, so make sure you put the name of the school so that they can address your question. Thank you. And hi, Grace. So Grace is up now for
Hello,
the University
hello,
of
Zee.
West. Grace is up now for Alexander College, and Jennifer,
Okay.
I will be adding Jennifer as well. So Jennifer is also here representing Alexander College. So please, the floor is yours now. So Grace, you can go ahead with your presentation for Alexander College.
Thank you so much, Ozzy. Thank you, the entire Care Global team. It's nice to be here today. My name is Grace Uchechi, and I'm one of the enrollment and academic advisors for Alexander College. I work for Alexander College from the UK, and Jennifer, my colleague, is also here. She's based in Lagos, Nigeria. She's the in-country representative for Alexander College for the West African region. So we are Alexander College, and we are a school based in Canada. We're a post-secondary institution, so that's to say we do not offer postgraduate programs. We also do not offer master's program. We only offer undergraduate programs to students who have just left secondary school. So we are located in the beautiful city of Vancouver, and Vancouver is in the province of British Columbia. So Vancouver is known to be the Silicon Valley of Canada, very beautiful city, one of the most livable cities in the world to live in. And we have one of the best weathers in Canada. Not as cold, yeah, because we know that generally Canada is very cold, but BC is quite fair. Vancouver is very fair with regards to weather compared to other regions and places in Canada. So Vancouver is a very beautiful place to live and study. Very multicultural. Of course, we know that Canada is a very multicultural city, and Vancouver is also very multicultural with people from different walks of life. The same thing as Alexander College. In the last intake, we had over 100 students coming from Africa at Alexander College. So some of them from Nigeria, Ghana, Uganda, Zimbabwe, Zambia, South Africa. So we've got a lot of students from Africa can relate with. So you definitely find your kind on our campus, people you can ask a couple of questions from, apart from the very strong support that our staff on campus would usually give to students on our campus.
So another thing to note is that we are a very small institution. So that's to say that we have very small class size. We students find it very easy to mingle with our staff, with the fellow students. You find it very easy to get around. So it's a very good place for you to transit from your secondary institution, secondary school experience to the university experience. And that also means that it's not like the A-level schools or the foundation schools. It's more like the first or second year of the university program that students who study with us get to study. So at Alexandra College, every year we recruit over 4,000 international students, and they all come from over 50 countries of the world. So we are very multicultural. Students find it very easy to get along. So at Alexandra College, we've got two major programs that we offer to our students within Africa and Nigeria especially. So we've got the University Transfer Program. This program is very peculiar to us because of our province. We've got something that we call within BC, the BC transfer system, where students are seamlessly able to transfer from one institution to the other. So assuming you do 1 year at Alexandra College, which is what the transfer program is about. So you do 1 year at Alexandra College. Within that 1 year, you obtain between 24 to 30 credits. And then with that, you're able to transfer to the second year of a university degree. So that's to say that you've not missed any year within your university studies. So if you do 1 year with us, you do 3 years at the university. And we also have the option of students doing the 2 years. So they do the 2 years. Within the 2 years, they obtain 48 to 60 credits. And then with that, they are able to move to the third year of a university degree. And most of these universities are schools within BC. So students are actually still able to go to schools outside of BC, but precisely schools within BC, we easily and seamlessly take our students. So within BC, some of the schools that we have that we currently admit students from Alexandra College are schools like University of British Columbia, which is up there on the league table. We also have University of Simon Fraser. We have University of Victoria. We have University of Northern British Columbia. We also have a couple of them, a whole lot of them, over 40 institutions within BC where our students can transfer to. And in the past, our students have been able to go to places like University of Calgary with our transcript, University of Toronto, University of Alberta, and all of those other universities that are not even within our province. So during this program, students are given very strong support. I'll talk about that later in the presentation. So the other program that we offer to...
Sorry for interrupting you.
It's okay,
Grace,
Ozzy.
will you like to share your slide? Because I can't see your slide, so we can put your slide on if you share.
Okay, share screen. Let me see if that works. Here we go. Share. Okay, can you see my screen? Because on my own end is showing.
Okay. Yes.
Can you see it?
I can see it. Yes, I think it's up now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. All right. Okay, so here is for the associate degree. The associate degree, it's the other program that we offer at Alexandra College. It's a 2 years, you can call it a diploma. That's what the other provinces call it, but we call it associate degree. So it's like the first 2 years of the degree program. So students are able to do this 2 years. It's compulsorily 2 years. It's not like the transfer program where you have the option of doing either 2 years or 1 year. For this is a 2 years because it's a certificate program. So students are meant to obtain 60 credit before they are awarded this degree. So they get this, and then the advantage of this program is that they are able to go to the third year of the university degree afterwards, or they're also eligible to apply for the 3 years postgraduate work. So that means they can do this program for 2 years and then work within Canada for maybe 3 years and then still be able to go to their third year of university degree. Or they can decide to apply for, because once you've got your 2 years Canadian degree and 2 years of Canadian study, 3 year, 1 or 2 years of Canadian work experience, you're eligible to apply for the PR. So you can apply for PR, and then once you get this, the rest of your study, it's going to be like a local student. So that means you'll be paying the local student tuition. So while students are studying this program at Alexander College, they're also eligible to work 20 hours a week, just like students from other institutions and students who have gone direct to the university. And during the time of this study, students have the opportunity of doing our 8 weeks Canadian Career Readiness Program. It's for free for students on our campus. So they are taught on how to write their CV properly, how to write their resume, how to do up their LinkedIn pages, how to attend real life interviews. We do this with our partners in industry. So students are able to have like a one-on-one, like a mock interview before they face the workforce. So because we understand that after students do this program, they are eligible to apply for jobs within Canada. So we need to prep them to be sure that students who have gone through us are able to get real life jobs. So in the past, our students have been able to get jobs as product advisors at Microsoft, senior customer service representative, banking advisors, and different kinds of jobs that they are able to do after their studies. So why study at Alexander College? Some of the student services that we render, apart from the academic services that we give to our students, which is like the priority. So we also have other things that our students stand to gain while they study with us. We have a free one-on-one tutoring for all subject areas. So students who are studying with us have the opportunity of meeting with the lecturers one-on-one for any course or subject that they did not understand while at the class studio or at the theater. They are able to teach them one-on-one in our learning center. We have something that we call our learning center. So lecturers and students are always there to have like their one-on-one section. So this usually helps our students to do exceedingly well and be able to either transfer to their other university of choice or progress to the Canadian workforce. So we also have a personalized academic advising. Once a student comes into our college, we ask them what course they want to study, what universities they're looking at progressing into. Like they have like a one-on-one with the academic advisors who will now guide them through the courses they need to take at Alexander College and the kinds of scores that they need to get. So once they get this, they are able to guide them through their stay at Alexander College and make sure that they're able to achieve their goals while they study with us. So that is what the academic advisors we usually do at Alexander College for our students. So we also have our free health and wellness counseling section. A lot of times international students usually ignore the fact that it's a whole lot of transitioning from the style of learning and teaching around our region and also the different style of learning in the new environment. So a lot of times it tends to affect them mentally, psychologically, emotionally. Sometimes they miss home and all of that. So this section usually helps them a lot because we have like an in-house psychologist and counselor on campus who would usually talk the student through, and the students can always meet with them to air their view, complain, talk about whatever it is that they want to talk about, and they also get counseling and advice. So we have our student worker program every term where we have students job openings on our campus where students are able to apply, some front desk persons, library assistants, different kinds of job, and most of them are usually paid for. We also have various on-campus and off-campus extracurricular activities, volunteer opportunities and events where students can partake in apart from the whole academic thing, just to ease off the tension from all the writings and all the assignments and all of that. So we also provide, the other thing that we do is we provide immigration advice in the areas of study permits, temporary residence. So for students who have done the university transfer program, assuming that their visa is expiring or they need to change the DLI, the immigration advisors on campus, we usually help them with that. For students who also wants to apply for the post-study work, they also give them that support to be able to do that. For students who wants to apply for the PR, they also give them the support to be able to do that. So these immigration advisors are usually on campus, and the services they render to our students are for free, and students have steady access to them. So we also have our admission requirements here. So for our admission requirements, students must be 16. So we are able to take students at 16 years, and students that are over 25 years unfortunately might not be able to apply to us, not because we can't give them our offer, but for visa reasons this year we try to put that cap. So we tend to get like the students who we easily get visas to come study, because it will be very unfair to give out our offers and Pell to students, or to students who are not really able, who the ability to get the visa might be really, really thin. So it's better to give out to students who have the higher ability, higher eligibility to get the visa. So that's why we put this age cap. So students must be 16 and must not be over 25 to apply to Alexander College. So we students must have their high school graduating document. For example, WAEC. We also accept NECO. We accept the IGCSE for those who have gone to the British curriculum schools. Once you have got a C in your WAEC English, or you've got a C in your WAEC, in your IGCSE or in your NECO, will take you waiving out the English proficiencies like the IELTS and the Lingo and the rest of them. But if for any reason you don't get a C in your WAEC, then you need to write the IELTS, and our requirement is a 5.5 and overall 6.0 for students to be able to come to us for students to be able to come to us if they don't have the C in the English WAEC or IGCSE or the NECO. For the minimum requirements for all of these certificates is a C. Student must have a C in either WAEC, NECO, or IGCSE. For NECO, it has to be a C4. For WAEC, we can take a C6, and then for IGCSE, we can take a C. So once the students have this alongside their passports and their transcript from high school, if they have got that, but if they've not got that, we are fine with the certificates that they have got, either WAEC, NECO, or IGCSE. So with this and the data page of their international passport, we are able to give our offer within at least 5 working days. Usually sometimes 2-3 working days, but let's just leave it at 5 working days. We are able to give out offers to students who have met these requirements. And please, when you're putting in this application, make sure that all of your names on all of the documents are same, the date of birth and everything are same. If not, please go swear an affidavit and add that to your documentation, so the process will be seamless. So we have 3 intakes, major intakes within the year. We've got the summer intake, but we usually do not advise that for international students because it's very intense, and because of the whole visa timelines, and also it's better not to put this out to international students. So we have our fall intake, which is upcoming in September. For visa reasons, I'm not sure students are able to apply to that right now, even if it is still open. But now students can actively apply for our January intake. It's still very open, and all of our courses run through these different start dates. We've also got our spring intake, which have just passed. That is the ending of April, May start date. So students can enroll for any of these 3 start dates, and all of our courses run within the start dates. And students can, even if a student applies to the September intake and didn't meet up, maybe for visa reasons, we can move the student to the January intake. So I forgot to mention some of the courses that we have for the associate degree and the university transfer. I'm really sorry about that. I'll just go through that now. So for the university transfer, students are able to apply to any course of their choice. there are no limits on the university transfers, but the limits that we have are for medicine, pharmacy, and law, because in North America and in Canada, those courses are done as second degree. So you have to have completed a full 4 years degree for you to be able to study either law, medicine, or pharmacy. So apart from these courses, other courses you're able to apply to when you do university transfer, either the 1 year or the 2 years. Then for the associate degree program, we have specific concentrates that students are able to apply into. We've got our Associate of Arts General. We've also got the Associate of Science General, where you can do those and be able to apply to any course within the arts faculty, or any course within the science faculty. So we have specific concentrates like Associate of Arts Business, Associate of Arts Economics, psychology, sociology. We've also got maths. We've got international business and psychology. We've got international business, and we've also got, not on this slide, the pre-social work. It's also there. It's a very hot selling course because it's in the want list for Canadian for the Canadian workforce. So students are able to apply to this, even psychology, sociology, and all of that. And we are working on bringing on board new courses that will really help our students, because there's a new rule coming on, which the Canadian government is working on, admitting students and giving students a postgraduate work with regards to the want list for those particular provinces. So we are looking at adding those courses that are within the want list, and we'll keep you all updated through our agent Care Global, and also other platforms. So like I said, at this our start dates, we've also got very high turnaround time on offer, and our LOA. So for our tuition and cost of living, our application fee is 200 Canadian dollar. But please, if you apply through our recognized partner, which is Care Global, she's one of our partners within Nigeria and Africa, you can apply through her and you will get the 200 Canadian dollar waiver. So you would not need to apply and pay for this if you're applying through her portal. But if you apply direct through link online, you have to pay for the 200 Canadian dollar application fee. So we have our annual tuition, which is 18,300. That's the annual tuition for a year. So and for our deposit, students have to pay 9,150 for you to be able to get our LOA. So once you pay that tuition and we confirm receipt from our finance team, would usually give you the LOA, which is the document to confirm, which you can use to apply for your visa. And then once you get that, the LOA, and you confirm that the details on the LOA looks good, then you can apply. You can get back to us, and then we give you the Pearl within two working days. That's within 48 hours. So the Pearl is the provincial attestation letter, which is the new document added to the LOA for your visa application. So we've also got our estimated cost of living right here. So students are able to, the estimated cost of living should be between 1,005 to 2,005. This includes accommodation, public transport, food estimates, cell phone, provincial health insurance, and other expenses that students will usually go through. But for accommodation, it should be between 8 to maybe 1,009, depending on the kind of accommodation that the students have chosen to stay in. We've got homestays, we've got student accommodation, we've got shared flats, and a whole lot of other kinds of accommodation. And all of this accommodation comes with different prices. So this is our total tuition for the 2 years of students studying at Alexandra College. And the students who are studying with us, working 24 hours a week, are able to earn, working 20 hours a week, are able to earn 32,500 within 2 years. So that's to say that the tuition you have paid to us and the earning potential is almost at par. So it's a venture that is worth the while. And for students who apply for their postgraduate work and work for 3 years within Canada, are able to earn almost 100,000 Canadian dollar, and this is using the minimum wage, which it might not be because now you have got a Canadian certificate. So yeah, this is it about Alexander College. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you would have. And just to note one more thing, for students who are coming to Alexander College, a lot of Nigerian parents would really like to see, oh, would like to go to the universities, would like this, would like that. A lot of times, these students find it very difficult because of transitioning. So our highest selling point for Alexander College is the fact that we give international students a very soft landing at no cost at the year that they get to spend studying their degree. So they still get to go to those universities that you want them to go, all of the Ivy League, all of the top universities on the ranking table, all the UBCs, the Calgary, the Albertas, but they need to also get that opportunity to have a good transitioning, like the small class size, like the one-on-one tutoring and all of that. So those are some of the things that the students who study with us get to experience, and it really helps them to be able to move along as they continue to progress within Canada. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much, Clear Global, for this. We'll be very happy to take any questions that you would you might have. I'll stop sharing my screen. Yeah, okay.
Thank you, Grace, for the presentation. So I think we will just take the few questions we have from here, and then if there's any other question that comes in, then we can possibly take that. So thank you. So the first question we actually have is from Anthony, though it was a private chat. He asks, let me quickly. He asked, although Monica responded, but then my attention was just drawn to that the student is for Laurentia. So the question he was asking is related to tuition fee, paying deposit and all of that. He said, please, I want to know how to make tuition fee, I think payment for tuition fee. Now, I will normally tell students that if you have an offer, you have to read from the top to the end, because how to make your tuition deposit will be there. The instruction on how to make your tuition deposit will be there. So make sure that even if it's email you receive as your offer, even if it's not an attachment like a PDF, if it's email you receive, if it is offer letter in the form of PDF, make sure you read from the top to the bottom. So on that admission letter, you normally see how to make your tuition deposit. It's either there's a link provided there, or they give you the step-by-step guide on how to make your tuition deposit. It's very important. Now, if you don't still know how to make your tuition deposit, you can contact us, after reading it. If it's not there, or you still don't know how to make your tuition deposit, you can contact us, or you contact the school directly. So, and you will receive a help on how to make your tuition deposit. And if you're resuming September, I think Anthony, the person that asked that question, is resuming in September. So it's very important that you do that, since your destination is Canada. Now, for other questions, I'll just pin it so that we can respond to it. Let me show this. This is from Donald Agaba Oboji. So I think he was saying, not UK, please. You can't come with your spouse on a master's course. So this is actually supposed to be for Monica. I don't know if Monica is still around. So, because she's muted, we actually on question and answer now. We have 15 minutes for question and answer. So, Monica, you can come on live now, so that we can just have this short question and answer. I think we'll have not many questions here. So, okay, so I can go ahead and answer this question, yeah, for Donald Agaba Oboji. So now I can't remember us discussing spouse or dependents traveling with students during this discussion. But then, yeah, it's important to know that there have been changes to immigration rules. There have been several changes for the UK, for Canada. There have been several changes. So now, for UK, recently, they made changes to dependents. We wishing to travel with students. Now, if you're going on master's program that is not research based, you can't travel. You can't travel to the UK with dependent. So, meaning if you're going for third masters, but then what you have just said, not UK, please, you can't come with your spouse on master's course. You said master's course. You didn't specify whether it's on master's course. But then I can tell you that if you're going for MRes, that is, if you're going for Masters of Research, you can go travel with dependent. So we have schools that, they have MRes program for their science-based courses, like maybe, and even the art-based courses, like maybe business administration and all of that, even for nursing, for nursing, for courses like biomedical sciences, for so many courses, they have MRes program, MRes pathway, that's Masters of Research. Even for business administration. So it means that if you are going on that program, and then UKVI is aware of this because they make this list available to UKVI, so that dependents are able to travel with their so that students are able to travel with their dependents. Now, if you're going for MRes program in this particular school, yes, you'll be able to travel with dependents for master's program, yes. So, but it has to be MRes. All right. Then we will also have some schools where they have MRes, but then they will tell you that their MRes doesn't have, the research component that will make the student to be able to travel for studies. So once that school is making it clear like that, it means that, okay, you won't be able to travel with a dependent as a student. So you are already aware from the beginning so that you don't make the mistake. So I will be of the opinion that if you have an MRes offer from any school, still inquire from your school to know if you can travel with dependent or not. All right, so that if they are telling you they don't have research component for the MRes, then you know that then you won't need to travel with a dependent. Okay, so that is that for Donald Agaba Oboji. I don't know if Monica would like to still talk on that. Then the second question, which I would like Grace to maybe talk on, is from this participant. He said, that's Wako Chila. He said, is it necessary I have the money in my personal bank account? If yes, what happened to those that don't have the money in their personal account and applying with a sponsor's account? That is when it comes to visa application. I think I was the one that take that visa presentation, but then I don't know if you have anything to talk about before I go ahead to make my own observation regarding that. Great.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Rosie. Okay, with regards to the statement, the statement can be from your own personal bank account. It can also be from a sponsor, but a lot of times we would usually advise that the sponsor be your parent or your spouse, please, because those are like the only people that the embassies understand that cannot leave you stranded anywhere in the world. You understand, right? So the sponsor has to be either your mom, your dad, or your spouse if you're married. So those are the only bank statements that are like very recognized. If you have from uncles, aunties, then you really need to show strong ties. Like you need to show pictures, activities, bills they've paid for you in the past, and all of those other kinds of things, which can be a bit difficult. They can even have to write like a consent and a sponsorship letter, having it notarized at the court. So a lot of times we really do not like to go through this whole process. So it's better for you to get, if an uncle or an auntie wants to sponsor you, they should please move the money into your account and maybe have a way where maybe you might not be able to spend it or something. But it has to be either your account, your mom or your dad, or your spouse if you've got a spouse. I think that's the little I can say to that regard.
Yeah, I think that's the best answer to that question. So I'll only cite an example from our own end. We have several students that have actually used sponsors account, and they got their visa. But then these sponsors are people that are very close to them, just like she said, like their parents. Also, we have siblings, like their elder brothers,
Yeah.
providing fat bank account, and is, they can easily prove it because they also provide their document to prove that, okay, this person's elder brother, and then their statement was good enough. There was a lot of inflows, and is also showing that, okay, this bank statement is genuine and these inflows are genuine. So what they are doing is genuine. So, and they were all giving visa. So we have several of them that has gotten visa like that with sponsor accounts or sponsor bank statements. Yeah. So yeah. So that will be my response to. So I think that is about the questions that we have. So and then we hope that from here we
Sorry, Ozzy.
yeah.
Sorry for bopping in. I think Onyinye, somebody in the inbox have sent me a message asking for
Okay.
hello. She said, can I pay in installments at Alexander College? So I'd like to answer that question like generally. So with regards
Yes.
to payment of tuition, our tuition generally, as in for a year, is 18,300 for the whole year. That's for the 1 year you spend at Alexander College, you have to pay 18,300. So our deposit is 9,150. Students can decide to pay higher, but it must not be less than 9,150 Canadian dollar. So once you pay this, we are collecting this amount from international students for visa reasons, but for students who are locals, like if you're already in Canada and once you get your study permit as an international student and you are in Canada already, the next terms you will just be buying your credits. Like our own system don't work that way, but America and Canada works that way, where students buy their credits. So students, like any credit you want to take, but you have an amount of credit you need to buy every year to make you eligible for like a full-time student. So you need to buy those credits. So that doesn't mean that the balance of 9,150 you're going to pay them all at once on as in the second term. So you can just buy your credits as in for the amount of money that you have, and that makes you still eligible for a full-time international student, and then you go ahead with that. So the next tuition will be at your second term, because the 9,150 that you have paid have covered you for the first term. So that's the answer to that question. I think there's another question here from Onyechi Queen. The tuition deposit is there a way it can be refunded, probably in cases where the students encounter issues that are beyond their control health wise? Okay, so Ozzy have a first-hand experience on that. That's why I'm laughing. So students can be tuition can be refunded to students on the cases of visa refusals only. Like it's only if a student is refused visa that we can refund the deposit seamlessly. Just show us your visa refusal letter and then the money is back in your account. Just fill up some documents and the money is back in your account. But the experience that Ozzy had was that there was a student who unfortunately lost her sponsor. So with that regards, with all of the evidence they provided, the students still got their refunds back. Like you're saying, maybe health wise or something. If a student maybe have a very serious health issues and can't proceed, definitely if you give us evidences and give us documentations and all, we'll go through like an appraisal, like an appeal process, and then hopefully the tuition is refunded back. But the main standard is that once there's a visa refusal and you decide not to reapply to Alexander College again, we are always happy to return back your tuition deposit that you have paid to us. Thank you so much, Queen.
Thank you. Thank you for those answers, Grace. I think Alexander College is very understanding and they are very, very, how will I put it, humane. Because all, like myself, I would normally tell students the only condition for refund is if you are refused visa. So that once you pay your deposit, it means you have already thought about it that, okay, I am
Yeah.
going to this school and you have make your deposit. So don't come back and start asking for refund. The only time you should ask for your refund is when you are refused visa, meaning that, okay, you don't have visa to travel. So
Yeah.
that time it is
It's not your
understandable that,
fault.
okay,
Yeah.
it's not your fault. Yes, so it's not your fault. So that is the only time you should request for refund, please. All right. So thank you so much. I think we'll just have 4 minutes to the time that we actually slated for this live event, and it was a very interesting session from from University of Westminster, from you as well, and thank you for finding time to join at a very short notice.
It's
Also
okay.
to University of Westminster for the sponsor, thank you so much. And then I think from here we will call it a day. So, but then you can say
Yeah.
your buys. Yeah. Oh, hi, Monica. I was wondering where are you? So I thought you were gone. So good to have you. So we are about rounding up. So we just have 3 minutes left. So you can give your parting words.
Okay. Yes, I was sorry. I didn't disappear. I was patiently waiting for my turn.
Okay.
So yes, thank you so much for inviting University of Westminster. It's been a pleasure to participate with the online session. I hope the information was useful to some people who were listening to us. Please remember, whenever you are in doubt, reach out either directly to us or to Care Global Consulting, which is our official representative in Nigeria, in Abuja. We always want to assist you to make the right choices, actually, in the end of the day. So you are sort of at the core of our services. So thank you very much, and the best of luck with all your searches on your educational pathway.
Thank you. Parting words from Grace.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone. It was nice meeting you on this platform, Monica. And thank you so much, Care Global. Thank you, everyone, for making our time to attend. Please feel free to reach out to Care Global. I know a lot of us fear maybe agents, working with agents back home in Nigeria and all of that. But trust me, there are those very good and very professional agents, and Care Global is one of them. And I know that a lot of institutions do not partner with agents who are not very registered. So if an institution can come out and say, this is our partner and we work with them, they're very professional, please go ahead and use them, and maybe you do everything as they have told you. And you can also feel free to reach out to the schools. You can reach out to us directly at Alexander College. You can reach out to any of the schools that they are representing you on their behalf. You can reach out directly to them if you don't feel comfortable with any information that they give to you. But trust me, there are very professional agents out there. It was good to be here today. Thank you so much, everyone, and do have a lovely week ahead.
Thank you so much, Monica, Grace. Thank you so much, and let's do this again. So I'll be sending you people mail, any other time that we'll have to do this again. Thank you so much. And then from all of our viewers, bye from here. Bye for now. Yeah. Bye bye. Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.